Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Now then, everybody, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds, and welcome to a day earlier, but your favourite show of the week, I'm sure, Late Night Leeds. Hello, everybody. Right, everyone, bear with me because for some reason my signal's going in and out, in and out. So if I go a bit fuzzy, just accept that it's a lot better than looking at me in clear vision, and we'll just keep moving. Right then, Adam, Mr. AG, how's your week been? You doing all right?
Oh, good, mate. Yeah. Nice thing about if you're in there doesn't work. There's nearly as many of us as there are watchers, so it's fine. Because I'm actually a watcher as well, so I think we. So if it all goes down, then we're as disappointed as them. But there you go. You commenting? Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Thanks. Yeah, yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Looking forward to the weekend. I know you're coming over tomorrow. Well, coming up tomorrow, aren't you? So looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Bossnass, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, all right. Steady away. That's it. Yeah. What's going on with me? But yeah. Just steady week as always. I don't really have anything exciting going on in my life, so yeah, just steady away.
You say that, mate, but you have some. You got me really excited when I saw your Flowers and Showers come out yesterday. People really need to go check that show out. It is absolutely off the wall bonkers, and I am here for every part of it. You are one funny man, complimented by my favourite man, Priestley. Honestly, great show. Great show. Keep it up, mate. Love it.
On that, it's actually entertaining. Like it's actually an entertaining Leeds United show, so it's well worth watching, everyone.
Yeah, it's proper. Like I know this is like you shouldn't say this about your own show, but genuinely, I love it. It's proper, just funny and just a good time.
Mate. Personality, it's great.
It is. Yeah, top banana. It is the wrong night. Obviously, Mr. AG is travelling up to Leeds tomorrow. He's taking us all hospitality. Is AG told you money bags here? Get the butler.
It's not me. Not me.
No, he's not taking Bossnass. He's only Bossnass is a little bit late to the party. So Mr. AG is taking me, Wilco White, Sean Carney, and Priestley to the Eddie Gray suite. So that's why we're doing it a night early. Can't wait for it, mate. Very fancy, too fancy for us. You're never gonna be allowed back in here.
Yeah, if you get me chucked out, you're pissed by the match start and can't make it to the game, whatever. I've been there. I've done it before. It's really, really good, to be fair. But every time I've done it, it's been a 3 p.m. kickoff. So like really nice, like steak dinner. Right, it's really good. Going in the morning when we have like eggs and things, it's gonna be quite interesting. See if it's anything like its money's worth. But yeah, be good. It'd be fun.
I've not heard you moan at all, not once, that the times changed from our
I've been at the club endlessly. They do not give two shits. They've been really dismissive of everything.
To be fair though, for the money you've spent, for the experience you get, let's be fair, it is. Some people say it's just marginal, but it's a dramatic change, mate. You know what I mean? From an R5 kickoff to an R12 when you spent what you spent on it. It's
a take the piss price. But the thing is, they know if I said no, I'm not doing it anymore, they'd sell them all again, in seconds. Like it's always full of lounges. And actually, the experience of what they do in there, I've been a bit of a twat. I've been a few hospitalities. And what Leeds United do is actually pretty good. He's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, like in some, like I don't know, it's a different part of the UK, but like at London clubs, it's like you get like 4 beer tokens and a buffet. Do you know what I mean? It's the same price.
Yeah,
exactly. I've heard this.
Yeah,
we're going to be wined and dined by Leeds legends. So if I don't have David Norris bring me my food to the table, I'm going to be fuming.
It'll be Matt. It'll be Matt Kilgallen probably.
Oh, gets it.
Yeah, and Noel Whelan Beckford's usually there. Yeah, nice bunch.
That is nice. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into the main talking points. So we'll start off with the Leeds Bournemouth review. Right then, boys. I'll start this off, and I'll be short and sharp. Really enjoyed the game. Great game of football to watch, just as a football fan, first and foremost. Hoped for a draw. Prayed for a win, and we got the draw. I think we probably didn't deserve, or they didn't deserve. I think 3 points were what we probably deserved on the basis of that match. But a point, it's hard not to be happy with that when you took that before game. It's just the way the game unfolded. It's unfortunate, a couple of minutes there, and we're holding on. And Fulham dropped a point there. We could be at 11 points currently, mixing it with the big boys. But I think the eye test, I think the way we're playing, I think it's given me a load of confidence from where I was pre-Wolves, or should I say 1-0 down at Wolves, where I was in that headspace. If you'd give me where we are now, I'd have beat your hand off. I think we're doing really well. I think the team's looking hard to beat, but we're actually playing some good stuff now. I think in the last few games, lads, you've seen us go from being defensively sound, looking solid and all that we know and we've been aiming for, but actually on the ball now, we look like, not every time, but, maybe every second or third attack, we look quite promising that we might go get something, which I didn't see that in the opening few games, to be honest with you. Whereas now, it does feel like it's a bit more fluid in attack, and the balance across the side looks a little bit more even. But yeah, Bossnass, fire away, pal.
Yeah, to me, it's a team that's settling in and getting to know each other, probably gelling behind the scenes. Just getting to know each other's game, defensively and in that midfield now, you're seeing a real stable foundation. When you get past that, it does feel like a bit of a lucky dip. It's either going to be really good and there could be potentially something at the end of it, or, sometimes things just go awry. But, there is a little, not a concern, but there are some things to iron out up there, with the opportunities that Calvert-Lewin had. You've got to do better with what he had, and that's obviously not me being negative. It's just the nature of the Premier League. But very, very happy with what I saw. Defensively, we've really got to start locking in for defensive set piece wise, because both of their goals come from that. So there's still work to do. But that just excites me even more, because this team isn't the finished article yet. They haven't reached the peak of what they can do. And when you look at what they're doing already, and the set the set to get better than what they are currently. Are we daring to say this season might not be squeaky bum time? Could we have a little bit of comfort?
I feel so. Yeah, I don't feel like it's going to be the whole 17th. Will take it now. I think it may be a little bit lower than. I think we'll be higher than that. I think we'll be higher than that.
You would. So that's a good one. If someone offered you 17th now, would you take it?
To be fair, right, with what I've seen now, and I say this sometimes game by game, with what I've seen, no, I wouldn't. I'd gamble. And I'm not a gambling man, but I would gamble now because I think we finish higher. And don't get me wrong, finishing 15th, we may as well just took 17th. But I don't want that. I like jeopardy in football, but I don't want to have jeopardy when it comes down to staying up or going down. But I don't know. I think we're better than 17th. I think we're way better than 17th, to be fair. I didn't expect to feel as comfortable in the games I've physically been in the stadium for this season. I didn't think I'd be as comfortable watching a game of football as I have been. The home games, lads, have felt a little, and I know, Newcastle won a draw and obviously Bournemouth, but there's been spells in these home games where I've looked at opposition and thought, fucking hell, this still feels like we were in Championship last season. For pockets of time within the game, not taking piss, like we're not battering them, obviously, but yeah, I've been really confident and comfortable. Sat in my seat, stood up wherever I've been, and it's only been the Arsenal game we've been blown off at pitch. So yeah, I mean, we're way better than just 3 teams in this division, AG.
I think Arsenal game, we played in their hands so much. It's hard to judge. Like, I don't think Farke would do the same thing now, and I think we'd come away with a bit more of a respectable performance, which we've not got nowhere near in that game. The argument and debate around, if that happened, we'd have that many points. Like the Everton game, we could have easily drawn that game. We probably should have drawn that game. That could easily have been a draw. Wolves is out and out win. So then you saw 1-2 points there, you lost 1 here, you lost 2 there, whatever. So I think we're probably about where we should be. And I think me and Bossnass said several times, like, actually, we're just happy because we're competitive. We're surprisingly very, very competitive. And I think our midfield's got so much towards that. It's such a combative midfield. And I think it's a perfect mix of midfield. And, I'm sure we'll get onto him, but I love Longstaff in there. To add a Bournemouth game in particular, I think we played into their hands a little bit early on. I think we played around the back too much. I was moaning in the group. I said it on Late Night Leeds as well. I think we all said it. Don't pass around the back and play in their hands. They want a stretch game of football. They want to pin us in. They want all their pressing counterpoints, whatever. And we played into that quite a lot. And then we started going a bit more direct. And Calvert-Lewin has a beating of their centre backs physically. It made much more sense, and that's why we got a lot of joy. I think Calvert-Lewin's missed chances. I mean, he's always going to do it, isn't he? Like, I think it felt a bit unlucky with some of them. Like, there's not a lot of pace in the ball, but just gently heading it to the goalkeeper and on the Aronson flick around the corner. He's done it twice now, actually. Aronson flick or Pele or whatever, bicycle kick. But I think he's such a good striker for us. He's head and shoulders above the rest, not just because he can jump high. And then the draft excluder thing, which obviously a draft excluder is an inanimate object. If you've got a draft excluder, you have to put it where you want it to stop the draft. Yeah. Now, I've seen draft excluders, as in players, lay and face the ball, sorry. And I think that's absolutely mental, because someone pins the ball in your face, you're going to break your nose. So turn around, and I think it's on the goalkeeper to place him where he needs to place him, because he doesn't know where he is, really. It's hard for him to tell. I've not watched it back as much. I've not seen much of it to say whether he's curled into a fetus position or not and tried to not get hit, but it's just one of those things. And then the goal from the corner was just a bit crap, wasn't it? Tanaka, I've seen Tanaka get a bit of, not pelters as such, but he's just come on the pitch. I thought that was a terrible sub, by the way. Tanaka's not a right midfielder. Asking him to, that position is all about legs at that stage as well. And I think it's, and also, like, even when Nemecha comes on 91 minutes, bring Bajal on. We're defending the free kick. Bring Bajal on for the last 2 minutes. The Met's not going to be an outball in those 2 minutes anyway. So I think, but I'm not. There's no. Every manager has faults or everything. Like, all of us can pick up faults. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm not blaming fault necessarily. There's points here I moan about, but I think in general it was a good point against a good team. Yeah,
no, I agree. Before I get into the draft excluder, I'm going to probably pass on to Bossnass for that, because he had a really good way of talking about it on his show. But yeah, just Calvert-Lewin, because also Bossnass as well, before I pass on to you, on your show you spoke. I could sit Priestley and yourself. I don't think we're going to give him too many flowers. It was a cheap bunch, I think, for Calvert-Lewin. But in the stadium, I honestly felt like, I know he missed some chances, but honestly, I thought he was unplayable at times. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. And we used to speak a lot about Bamford, didn't we? Without the goals, but everything else he did well. But this is a proper number 9, and he's just unbelievable. Nearly everything that goes up, he brings down. The second ball normally, ends up being at a Leeds player as well, because he's just so good in the way he brings that ball out at Sky. And the chances, I don't want to leave too much at his door really for that, because there's a lot of people saying he should have had a hat trick. I think should have had a hat trick's a bit steep. He could have had a hat trick. I think the first one comes at him too early, 14 seconds in. Yeah, you want him to be putting that away. You want a striker that can bury that, but I aren't going to blame too much for that. And the one where the keeper saved it, on 6-yard box, I don't mind that one either. It was the one where Aronson flicked it over and he went clear header in front of the keeper. That was a little bit soft. But honestly, I love Calvert-Lewin's performance. I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10. I'd give him a Tesco's bunch of flowers, not a Sainsbury's bunch of flowers, not a Tesco's like you did. I think we're beating him, actually, if I'm being honest, what you would give him. I thought he played really well. But yeah, I just want to sort of touch on, obviously, their goal as well, their opening goal, the draft excluder. Let's say your way of speaking about. I love that, mate. Get your tape measure out. Come on, let us know about your draft excluder.
I don't know if anybody's seen my show, but
funny,
if you want me to go over it again, I can do.
Funny man.
I don't know. It's all right. If you go to Matalan tomorrow, right, and you go down the homeware aisle and you buy a draft excluder, right, and you put your draft excluder down, would you say it's fair to expect the draft excluder to exclude drafts? That's, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I think it was a 4-man wall, right? So it's like you've got a 4-man wall, which is about, I'd say, roughly about 6 foot in length. And then you've got one of your shorter players who isn't in the fetal position, but he's got his legs at an angle, right?
Straight out.
He's got his legs at an angle, yeah? And then the ball goes past his legs like that. So it's like, instead of putting someone on the floor, which is barely 6 foot, just cover that whole wall by putting someone down who's actually a bit taller. Do you know what I mean? It's just such an easy thing to do. So it really is like, just do the obvious thing. Don't put like a short kind of small, petite footballer behind the thing. And then Calvert-Lewin. Imagine Calvert-Lewin as a Michelin star restaurant. I know he's a person and not a restaurant, but bear with me, right? So you go to the Calvert-Lewin, yeah. It's a free Michelin star restaurant, right? You walk in the door, it's atmospheric, it's lovely. They've got those lovely chandeliers, they've been cleaned to perfection. You can see your face in it, yeah.
Yeah.
You're walking through, there's somebody on a harp giving it a bit of this.
Where's this going?
It's getting right in the mood. You get sat down, here's a glass of water. Would you like to try this champagne, sir? This is fucking fantastic, right? And then they go, but the only problem is we're not going to cook you any food. So what I'm trying to get to is you can have all the good things which he does, and I'm not hating on that. He does do a lot of good things. He brings the ball down well. He's a good out ball. His main job as a striker, when in those positions, is to put the ball in the back of the net. I am never going to give a striker a good rating, at least on my show, when you've got 3 opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net, which are all 3 of them are good opportunities. The third one, which is the header, which the ball comes over with not very much pace. The keeper, he's hesitated. He has enough time to bring that ball down.
Yeah, he's rooted to spot keeper. It's like either side, it's a goal.
Yeah. But he tries to put some pace on the header, but he heads it straight at him. The first opportunity has to be a goal. Calvert-Lewin, striker of his quality, has to be a goal. So I can agree with you that like his play, his overall play, up to the point of scoring the goals was very good. But his main job as a striker is to score the goals. So yeah, for me, it is Aldi's flowers, and he's only just hanging on to him.
Do we think? Adam, do you think, Adam, we're going to have a problem with Calvert-Lewin scoring goals, or do you think he'll come good for them?
He'll score 10 or 10, 11 probably, I think, in a season. He's quite good at getting chances, but he's quite good at missing chances, isn't he? In all his career, he's probably scores that hat trick. If he has that game time after time, not many times, over his career, because he's not that finisher, is he? I think to say no food's a bit harsh at a Michelin star restaurant there. Maybe no dessert. Maybe half a star. Maybe the jus missing from your main course or something like.
No, you're not getting a main course. You're not getting a. We said we're talking starter, main course, yeah, and dessert. Yeah. That's 3 opportunities. He scored none of them, bro. You're not getting any food.
Yeah, but I think that's harsh. I think you're talking about each course as a chance. I think you need to talk about the ambience as a chance and something.
Ambience.
I think.
I'm at my depth on Saturday with this ambience.
It's not harsh at all. It's basic maths. You've been sat down to eat your meal and you've got no food, bro. That's it.
One thing, this is definitely not his basic maths. This is not taught at school.
The Bournemouth reviews turned into a food chat, a Michelin star chat. Longstaff, Adam, let me pass you over. Longstaff, how good is he been for us at minute? I mean, it's great he gets his goal. He's definitely, especially at home, seems to be getting a little bit more further forward. I do think he's good for a few goals this season too. I think he got labelled early on, a little bit of a side-to-side, passy sort of player. I think he's got a lot more of his game than that. You know, honestly, I had a comment on one of my videos when we signed him, talking about him being an Adam Forshaw 2.0. And don't get me wrong, this was one person's comment who was just daft sod, really, but he's so good. He's now arguably our best midfielder. He's probably our best player based on form in the last 2 or 3 games, and Tanaka's going to have a job on getting back in this side while ever Longstaff's fit, Paul. It's superb.
Was the comment from a certain Radrazani like Forshaw 2.0? Was it a compliment? It might be a compliment. You never know.
Maybe.
Longstaff is. I think Longstaff is a sort of player you buy if you want to stay up. I think he's such a good. Promoted club getting hold of him for 12 million is ridiculous. I thought it was ridiculous at the time. I thought it was the most dead cert thing we've ever bought. I've seen us buy in a long time. And he's actually doing better. He's doing better because I think he's a player I thought he was, but actually he's a leader as well. Anytime he's saying to say to the referee, he's always there saying, everyone's going on the food thing.
They're loving it, to be fair, Bossnass. Class.
Anytime they're saying to say to the referee, he's always there helping out, having a word, opposition, get huddle. When we scored the first goal, I think it was, first goal, he got everyone together and said, all come into this huddle, and he spoke to everyone again. He's brilliant for the team. He's a good leader, and yeah, he's nailed on starter. And he's fantastic for 4-3-3. And I think he's exactly the combative dual person monster that we needed. And what's this team's built around? It's why have we been so yeah, fucking hell, man. Why have we been so good to date?
Yeah, I agree. Do we are we worried about the late goals we're conceding? Obviously,
No, not yet.
conceding. No, I mean, I've had this conversation too. Fulham game, we've already gone over that, Goodmanson. That'll never happen again. Really, that sort of 99 times out of 100 that doesn't happen. So I can't read too much into it. For the goal, do you blame Farker for the subs? Do you blame Stroud for not getting there, or do you just hold your hands up and go, "We've got 2-2 against Bournemouth. Let's just move on and
Yeah,
take
I'll join in on this one, right? So Farke, yeah, he's doing his subs, right? He brings off Aronson. That's who he brought off on it, and he puts on Biol, right? That changes your shape. It has to change your shape because you're not going to put Biol on the right wing, right? So imagine that you've got a 5 in defence, you've got a 3. Would it be a 3? No, it'd be a 4. Wouldn't it?
Could be a 3. Could be a 4.
Anyway, what I'm saying is you're changing your shape. Doesn't matter the formation, you're changing your shape. So then imagine this, right? The same thing still happens. We still draw 2-2. That final goal still happens. What's everybody's narrative?
Well, yeah.
Why did he change it with 2 minutes to go? Then we conceded a goal. Everyone's going, he changed the shape. We conceded a goal. It's bad management. Look, we was comfortable in this game, etc., etc., etc. So you can't, like, for me,
can't win.
He would have set that game up with certain pressing triggers. When the ball enters this area of the pitch, it's your job to close down this passing lane, and press. All that would have been worked from all during the week. With 2 minutes to go, when it's going so well, to me, it would be crazy just to change that to bring on an extra defender. All it's going to do is make you drop a further 5 yards back, balls coming into the box, etc., etc. At some points in the Premier League, you just need to go. That was a good quality piece of Premier League play, and they scored a goal, and it is what it is, and it's going to happen. It doesn't take anything off us. We played a really good game of football. We got a point out of it. We probably deserved more, but I don't think that we need to point fingers about substitutions when I think he did the right thing and just try to see the game out. We should have seen the game out, but it was just a bit of quality, and we got undone, and it's as simple as that.
I think in the Premier League, it's like when you play racket sports, isn't it? Like amateur racket sports, all about unforced errors. Just get the ball back, and your opponent will get the points for you. And I think in the Premier League, there's so few, much less unforced errors. In the Championship, there's lots of misplaced passes, finishes. Yeah. In the Championship, that goal probably doesn't happen. It's actually a really nice finish. The player goes back and probably just knocks it to Darlow or hits it over a wide or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. It happens in the Premier League. I don't think anyone's that no one should be looking for blame because shit happens. And even if you think the manager made a slight error, I mean, loads of people, Gelhardt should play ahead of whoever it was at the time, Bamford probably, when Bielsa was in charge. Everyone always knows best, including myself. So you've got to balance that. And when you lose, you're always looking to point the finger at you and find blame. I think the Metcha coming on late on was probably an error, but it's not an error that made any difference. You know, Bijol comes on instead. That goal probably still happens. So, like, it's like Tanaka coming on. I don't like Tanaka coming on the right wing. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And he'll say limited options. Just keep Aronson on. Well, Aronson's tired. Well, it's 5 minutes. Just tell him to run as much. He's the best defensive winger in the world. If you're playing for Barcelona, keep him on the pitch. And Tanaka coming on right midfield. Bring James on to play. As people said, bring James on to play right back, push Bogle forward. I don't like that. Bogle's right back. Bring James on to play ahead of Bogle. That makes some sense to me. But you are splitting hairs. So
question C. Obviously, he's bringing on Tanaka with a few minutes left, expecting not to have the ball much in those few minutes as they're bombarding us, right? It's happened last 2 games now. If that sub gets made, especially now with James being out, not being out, it seems ludicrous to think he'd bring Tanaka on the right wing with half an hour to go. But say, like, a few minutes to go, we get, like, what's Tanaka supposed to do in possession as a right winger? Are we not playing that way if we do have the ball in that last 5-10 minutes? I understand him from a defensive standpoint because I know he's not a right winger, but he is out for 5-10 minutes into injury time. He will press from the front. He'll loads of energy. He's a decent player on the ball and off the ball. He'll win the ball back. So I sort of get it off the ball when your back's against the wall. But if we've got 10 minutes and we start, maybe the score and we try and get another one, what's he going to do on the ball? Because he ain't going to play as a winger. It's just a bit of an unusual because it's not his position at all. So
Yeah.
off the ball, I understand it, but what would we do on the ball with him? Do you get what I'm coming from? I don't get it.
Yeah, I thought he might have brought Snacker on, pushed Longstaff wide, and put Snacker inside him because Longstaff's got, he's better getting up and down the pitch. Not you're looking to get him up and down the pitch, we're looking to track the fullback. But yeah, I say regardless, we are splitting hairs. Like, and it's the squad we have got. If James is on the bench fully fit, James probably comes on. So I say we're splitting hairs.
Yeah, Snacker's just going to invert, isn't he? Like he's just going to, like his natural game, he's just going to come in field.
Yeah,
that's more bodies in middle of the park.
Yeah, I think it was there. Listen, he can make a tackle. We've seen that. He can make a tackle. He's got fresh legs. So he that's all it was. Have you got fresh legs? Can you make a tackle? Are you used to playing in that middle third of the pitch? Yes. If he was going to pick the ball up, he would have inverted. I think, like Adam says, it's splitting hairs, but I think he was right not to change the shape.
I think he's right on change shape. I 100% agree with that. I say the only thing he could have done is bring Bijol instead of the Metro on, but I'm not sure that made any difference because it's 2 minutes left. It was 91 minutes, I think.
Some teams would do that as well, Adam. Want to bring another centre half on, but you talk about bringing a centre half on who's dead cold. He hasn't played any minutes at all. It's not like he's been, he's played for 3 or 4 games, or he hasn't played out since pre-season. So bringing Bijol in, if that, like you say, Bossnass, if that goes all the way in the score anyway, you're slagging him off for making the change at change formation or shape, and also bringing on someone who's dead cold. And
I used to play centre midfield. If I'd upset the coach on a Tuesday or whatever, he used to put me on the bench to make, if I was late training or throw my boots at someone or something. And and coming on the game was really hard. I used to come on, even coming at half time. I felt like the game was just passing by. I was just watching it. And I used to find that really, really hard to come on and get the pace of the game, even coming at half time. Saliba come on against Newcastle. The first thing he did was jump over the ball and gave a chance away on a cross, because players come on, it's tough. It's tough to get up to the pace of a football game. And that's why, like when it's tight, some managers tend not to, but tend not to make subs because they know that can happen. But you tend to know what players can get up to pace of the game quite quickly. And you probably see Snacker as one of those, and just thought, all right, I'll get him on the pitch. Aronson's flagging slightly here, because also it's mental tiredness as well as physical. What I don't like, there's 2 things I didn't like. I didn't like what Ampadu was doing. He just started booting the ball away. Like he had in one stage in the middle of the pitch, he just booted it to directly sideways off the pitch. I thought, just put your foot on the ball, chill out. You're the captain. Put your foot on the ball, because there's a psychological element to that. And every time Harrison comes on 60 minutes, for me, there's 2 things. There's tactical and there's psychology. When Harrison comes on, I think the players don't go, right, now's the time to sit in a little bit more. I think there's a psychological element of Harrison coming on the pitch. I think he's doing okay, but if it might be more to it. He's just saying Okafor can't do more than 60 minutes, but I don't know why he couldn't. I know he limps off, but I think he limps off whenever he comes off. A bit like Rodon. Every time there's a goal kick for us, he limps. It's just this thing.
Yeah, no, but yeah, we'll move on from Bournemouth. We're all dead happy with a point, aren't we, boys?
Yeah, we actually are. Yes,
all dead happy with a point. Right then, this will have a change of name and a change of visuals when Bossnass sorts of it next week. But this is a final boss bullet. This section of the show, we hand over to Bossnass, and he just does whatever he wants.
That's where he wants.
Yeah. Right, people, listen. If you're in the IMBL members chat, listen up. Yeah. Right, we're doing a ladder quiz, which is something. And I actually came up with this format in my head, so I will take all the applause. Thank you very much. Keep it coming. Right. I have done a ladder quiz. Basically, it's this. I'll read you out. Leeds United ladder quiz. These are the rules. Each question, as you climb the ladder, it gets progressively harder. To successfully beat the ladder, you cannot get more than 1 question wrong consecutively. So you can't get 2 questions wrong in a row, yeah?
Yeah.
Otherwise you fail. Done. Right?
Done.
The final question is extremely hard. Right? So you could be correct, wrong, but you'll still go up the ladder, but you've got to get the final one to beat the ladder. Right. Working as a team. So have a little chat about it if you're unsure.
Okay.
Lifeline. There's a lifeline. If you've got a question wrong and you think you're going to get another question wrong on the bounce, you do have the lifeline of video calling the IMBL members chat for a bit about.
Oh yeah, Healy's going to be a great help.
Oh
no,
God, right?
No googling, you lot. No googling.
Poached eggs.
Right. Are you clear on the rules?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dead clear.
Right. Are you ready? Question 1. This is classified as easy, and it is easy. If not, just end the stream now. Right, ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was Leeds United's manager when they reached the UEFA Champions League semi-finals in 2001?
Ooh.
Go on,
Oh.
AG.
Oh, is it David O'Leary?
Correct.
Oh, thank God.
9 questions to beat the ladder.
Oh,
Yes.
I love it.
Next question. Which striker scored a famous hat-trick against Liverpool at Elland Road in November of 2000?
Mark Viduka.
Correct.
Hat-tricks, yeah.
Question 3.
Curveball.
When Leeds were relegated from the Premier League in 2004, which team sealed their fate with a 4-1 defeat at Elland Road?
What year?
2004, mate.
That went down. Was it 2004?
Tottenham.
You're not gonna discuss it.
No,
How about
we
that?
don't need to.
How
I
about
don't
that?
know.
How about
I
that?
can't remember.
Bolton Wanderers, right? So
Oh yeah, Fiduka got sent off.
listen, boys,
My
tread
bad.
carefully now. You're being a bit too speedy
Can I
on
can
the.
I ask a question? Was that? Did you say it was at Elland Road?
Yeah.
Was it definitely Elland Road?
No, that would have Bolton won it.
According to Chat GPT, it was at Elland Road. Yeah, it
No.
was because that lad was crying. That famous lad was crying.
Well, yeah, we had fans
Away
there.
support. It was away support. I think it would away that mate, but yeah, it was Bolton. You're right.
Right. Well, don't come at me, man. I didn't write the quiz.
Your fucking ladder's broke.
Oh, I didn't listen to that.
You've got a dodgy ladder, boys. B&Q's going to get everything. Right. Question 4. Leeds were promoted back to the championship in 2010 after a dramatic final day win over Bristol Rovers. Who scored the decisive second goal in that match? Now, take your time on this, boys. Don't get it wrong.
Right,
We have free play. Oh, wait, May knows that's fine, but
I'm torn. So the first goal were Beckford, I think. Try to get some out of Bossnass here. I've got.
nothing.
What it 2-1?
Leeds were promoted back to the championship in 2010 after a dramatic final day win over Bristol Rovers. It doesn't say the score. Who scored? It does say the decisive second goal in that match.
I'm sure it was Beckford.
If you need to use a lifeline, use it.
Mate, it was Beckford that got us the goal that got us promoted.
There you go. You got it right.
Beckford, gonna say I was thinking
Because you just said Beckford got the first goal.
Nah, I think Housen or Bradley Johnson got the first, but yeah, Beckford.
Right.
Can't forget
Question 5. These are ramping up now, boys. So come on, I believe in you.
You shouldn't.
Leeds finally returned to the Premier League in 2020 under Marcelo Bielsa. Who scored the first Premier League goal of that season? It was against Liverpool.
Oh,
It was
hang on.
Adam. We can confirm, can't we? Right. So
Yeah,
I know Bamford scored in that game.
Bamford, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Jack Harrison who got the first with his left foot.
Harrison came to my mind straight away.
Harrison scored, yeah. Harrison.
Yeah. Question 6, boys. Hey, listen, 4 questions to beat the ladder. And you've still got a lifeline.
We have.
In 2009, which Leeds player scored both goals in the League One playoff semi-final second leg against Millwall at Elland Road, even though Leeds went out on aggregate?
Oh, I'm going to struggle with this one.
2009.
I've got 2 in mind. I think it's either. I don't think it's Beckford again. I don't think he'd have that. It's either. I think Becky or Housen. I've got a feeling.
His eyes didn't light up with that.
No, that is right. It is one of those 2.
I can't remember if it's Housen or did he do that against Carlisle? I think it's Becchio, you know.
Correct. You're doing well, boys. I'm impressed here. You know?
Come on.
I'm impressed too. I feel like a watcher.
Question 7. Who was Leeds United's club captain immediately before Liam Cooper took the armband?
Before Cooper took it. Fucking hell, that's a long time ago. 10 years ago.
See, Carl Bartley came to mind, but I can't. Because Cooper wasn't playing when Bartley and Janssen. Cooper
I don't
wasn't
think
really in the team.
I don't think Pontus were ever captain.
No, Ponders weren't club captain.
Not club captain. It might have had Bartley. Is this way before? I had bloody Rudy Austin in mind at one point. Well, that way before.
I'll just take it straight off you.
Did I get it? Come on. Come on. Whoever pulled that one from? Whoever pulled that one from? Boys?
It's incredible.
Come on.
This is nuts. Honestly, boys, I didn't think we'd get to question 8. I'm not going to lie.
Neither did I.
I believe you've only got 8, 9, and 10 to get, and you've still got a lifeline.
Come on.
In the 2016-17 championship season, Leeds finished just outside the playoffs under Gary Monk. Who was the club's top scorer that year?
I think I know that one. I'd say Chris Wood, Adam.
Correct.
Oh, it must be Chris Wood. Yeah, very good. Yeah, easy that.
I can't believe we're on question 9. This is mental.
Come on.
Right, boys, question 9. Hey, listen, I'm impressed, lads. Question 9. In Marcelo Bielsa's very first championship game in charge, August 2018 versus Stoke City, which 3 players scored for Leeds in the 3-1 win? I need all 3.
Well, Click.
Right.
It was that famous game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jesus, who scored? Click. Oh, no. Who were the other 2?
Hold on. Who will have been up front?
Roof, maybe?
I don't think he scored, though.
No, I didn't.
Pablo?
Yeah, that's 2.
Oh, we can just guess players. Can we just guess players?
No.
Click, Pablo. Who else scored on that one? Don't think
Cooper?
Calvin got one.
Correct. I'll take it.
Yeah, centre half. He did, yeah.
Come
on.
What's going on? What's going on?
Everybody, smash a like on this video because this is fun. This is so
good
fun.
for you guys.
Smash it. And this is the kind of content you get on Bossnass on Leeds. So make sure you hit him up. Link is in the fucking description.
I've even got my app thing on there. Right. Anyway, listen. Last question, boys. To beat the ladder with and let's get this right, people. With no incorrect answers. None. If we get this one.
I think I got one wrong. I think.
Well, the Reebok, but then we were fed false information.
Don't get a sweat on. Try and bring your heart rate down. I understand how massive this is for you and the channel and all the people at home, right?
It's a lot riding on this.
Number 10, which is classed as an impossible question by ChatGPT.
All right.
In Leeds United's infamous 2001 Champions League campaign, they played 16 matches.
Fucking hell.
Who was the only player to feature in all 16 games?
Oh my word. Fucking hellfire.
Honestly, boys, I will be absolutely stunned.
Is it an actual like well-known player though? It's not like fucking.
Yeah. I'll say is like.
He's the only one I'd have actually thought played in everyone.
We play such a rough team some games.
Eric Backer.
I was thinking Mills or Backer. I went Backer.
No, it's just fucked, boys. It's Backer.
I'd have said Backer or Boy, and they'd have been my 2 guesses. Get in, Adam. Adam, you said fuck all for those 9 questions, and you come in for
I was saving myself, would I?
Do you know what it is? I didn't expect you to beat the ladder until like week 7 or 8, and you beaten that. Is
this gonna be in play most weeks? This ladder game because I fucking well love that.
Yeah. Well, just that can be the segment, and then you see how many times you can beat the ladder in a season.
Yeah, and it'll be good at some point as well. Like you say, if we've got a video call chat, that'll be class. But we didn't need it tonight, mate. Smashed it. Well done, AG. High five, AG. Is that right? Where?
Oh God, I don't know where fucking way I'm going.
I love that. Bossnass. Class, mate. I honestly really enjoyed that. I enjoyed it last week. That was class. Right,
that was great, mate.
That was really good. Really, really good. Love you, man. Right, moving on to this week's Theo's Thoughts. Theo's Thoughts this week. Leeds v Bournemouth last weekend. Ended 2-2. What did you think to the goals?
They were beautiful.
What about Longstaff's goal? That was good half volley.
Oh, yeah.
What did you think to Longstaff's goal?
I just love the reflection when it went in off the post. It just beautiful.
It's gutting that we've conceded a goal at 90th minute though, isn't it? But 2-all's good against Bournemouth.
It
You
is.
said 0-0 if you remember.
Yeah, I did.
So 2-all, we're quite happy with that. Right, we're playing Spurs this weekend. And you know about Spurs, do you play FIFA a lot?
Yes.
What do you reckon to Spurs? Hard game, easy game?
Tie 0-0.
I think it'll be 0-0. Does that mean it'll be 2-2 again because you said 0-0 for Bournemouth?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me something funny.
There's loads of things that are funny.
Like what?
Jokes and stuff.
Do you know like when you trump, do you think that's funny?
Yeah.
What do you call the trump?
Fart.
I thought I'd mix it up a little bit this week.
Took a turn.
The dog is not mine. The dog is not mine. But yeah, funny little fucker. Honestly, makes me laugh. He does.
It's good.
Fart. Yeah,
Fart.
he just he is who he is. But yeah, lovely jubbly. Right then, class. This bud's for you. Backer, respect. What an answer. Yeah, well, it was good that. But my heart went through the roof. To be fair. The snakes are beating the ladder, says Richard. Oof. Snakes beating the ladder. I know. Come on, Richard. Great lad. Cute. Yeah, cheers, Ella. Cheers, bye. Right then, moving on to some more proper football chat, I guess. Is it?
Can we do that?
Yeah, it is. Right then, boys. Spurs on Saturday. Is this a harder game than Bournemouth or similar level? How are you feeling about it?
I feel like Spurs are rough around the edges at the moment. I think they've got a lot of struggles in their game. They've got a new manager, got quite a few injuries. I think the more technical forwards, Kuvalevsky and Maddison, are both out, or 4 players, or 2 of them. I feel like what Bournemouth were very good at, the mayhem element, we matched quite well with our running power and our physicality.
Yeah.
And this will be slightly different, but I think Spurs are there to be got at. I think they've got a brilliant centre. Romero and Van der Ven is a brilliant centre-back partnership. It's brilliant. It's one of the best in the world, probably. But they are, and they're, if they play Doggy, Spence, 2 of the quickest fullbacks going around as well. But they are there to be got at, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking at their personal stats, and Richarlison's got 3 goals. Kudus has got, I think, 4 assists. So going forward, we know that front three. I'm a big Johnson fan as well. I'm a big Johnson fan. I love big Johnsons. My God, I'm a big Brennan Johnson fan too. If he plays on the left hand side, but I'm a big Johnson. Honestly, clip that up. Mary Foster, Imagine Not Being Johnsons. Right. Anyways, right. Absolutely. Yeah, I love Johnsons. Really big ones. But yeah, I don't have a lot. Go on, boss. Let's go.
For me, Tottenham. Are we back in the room, boys?
First line when he goes into prison.
Oh, God.
Tottenham. Are we composed, lads? Yeah.
No. We beat the ladder. We can't be. It's gone.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So for me, Tottenham is a case of if you shut down Paulinia, even shut down Paulinia, and you can shut down Kudus. You've got Paulinia is the beating heart of that Tottenham team. He sets the tempo.
Yeah.
He starts off pretty much every attack. Kudus really at the minute is the only real attacking threat that's living up to his billing at the minute. Odebear is having a bit of a stinky season, so if he's playing, that's good news for us. Richarlison. He can finish a goal. He can also do P-rollers from like really good opportunities. He's one that just blows hot and cold, but he will be looking for those little bits of contact in and around the box. We can't afford to give him them because he looks for them constantly. He's always going like this to see if there's any contact coming, and he will go down and they will try and look for free kicks. What Adam said about the defence is right. There is talk of them playing Spence off the left because apparently he's done better there this year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Tottenham is a team which, to me, depends which Tottenham turns upon the day. If we get a red hot Tottenham, then it's going to be all hands on deck trying to get a point out of it, and that's just me being real. If we get a Tottenham which is a bit off it, we can get them. We can definitely get them. I don't write us off against any team at home. So yeah, we just got to hope that we get a little bit of an off-colour Tottenham after a draw against Wolves, after only drawing against Bodo Glimt. We're either going to get a Tottenham which is out for blood and we're going to feel the wrath of it, or we're going to get a Tottenham that's a little bit lacking confidence and we'll have a real go at them. But either way, boys, I'm excited. I'll take 8 points into this international break anyway. So anything that we get out of this Tottenham game, for me, I'm not saying it's a free hit, but it's just cherries on cherries on cherries on top of that cake.
I agree with that. Like I say, I don't like the word free either, mate. I don't like saying it's if we come out of it with no points, I'm happy with that because I'll never be happy watching my side lose a game. But 8 points will still be brilliant after 7 games going into international break. Boss, there's no two ways about that. I'll be, I'd have took that if you'd have offered me that beforehand. I just want to see us play well, and the result take care of itself, whichever way it is. Like you say, boss, there's some sides in the lads in this division, obviously, quite a lot of sides, that if they play to their full capability, no matter what we do, we're going to struggle to get a point. If Spurs come, yeah, it's at Elland Road, maybe that'll have a factor. They played midweek, hopefully that'll have a factor. But if they play, a 9 out of 10 performance, even if we match them, the quality probably still go on. They probably still edge it. But I do think at Elland Road, play midweek, I do think that's going to take a little bit out of them and it's going to give us a little bit of a lift. That's sort of my glimmer of hope. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost 3-0. I wouldn't be surprised if we won 3-1. Like you say, with Tottenham, they're a bit of a mirror image of Richarlison for me. Hot and cold, 1 minute they can be brilliant, the next day they can be really, really poor. Under Frank, I think you're going to see a more consistent Tottenham, I'll say that. Obviously, you've still got a lot of the players that were there last season, but Frank is going to give him that steel to be more consistent, and I think you'll see that this season. I think they'll do okay in Europe and still decent in league. I expect them to be in top 6 this season, where they currently are. I think the 4th or 5th out there. I think they're scoring almost 2 goals a game, conceding less than a goal a game. So they're going to be hard to keep out and they're going to be hard to score against. But at Elland Road, it's definitely one of the big 6 I look at and think we can get at them, lads, even though they've got some top players.
They're not scary. They're not scary like Arsenal.
I don't think so. I agree.
This isn't the Tottenham that came with Son and Kane. That's not there. That's that. Do you know what I mean? That 2 players there could rip you to shreds.
You think that takes the fear factor away from a team like Tottenham? Because when you're seeing Son and Kane, there's something in that, isn't there? Where before game, even in tunnel, I remember going to the game when we got relegated last time, and you're seeing Harry Kane playing in front of your eyes, a bit like Haaland. You think, wow, one of the best players in the world. They haven't actually got that now, have they? I don't look at Tottenham and think, wow, he's one of the best in the world. They've just got a lot of very good players and very good Premier League players. None of them are world class, so in my eyes. I don't know if you disagree. Not world class.
No.
I'd say I don't know, man. They've got a few players which kind of cuddle that little boundary between very, very good and
could get there very quickly.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. That ceiling that we're used to Tottenham having in that Son and Kane era it's gone. It's not there. So, especially at Elland Road, if the crowd gets on top of them and we make it uncomfortable, like I said against Bournemouth, if we can make it uncomfortable and we can get on top of them and we can make it into a game and a scrap and don't let them play their pretty football, get stuck in, we've got every chance of coming away with something.
Spurs are 3rd in the league for possession, but something like 16th in the league for shots. So they're obviously not transitioning through the team, and they're obviously playing some nice enough football in front of you. And if you keep it in front, it's fine. Richarlison's like a purple patch player, but his patches seem to last 90 minutes. He'll be world class for some 90 minutes and then go missing for 3 or 4 games. Palini is a brilliant centre midfielder. He's a brilliant destroyer. He's good on the ball. Brilliant player. And Kudos is their Semenyo in terms of they'll try and go through him all the time. He's a really good dribbler, cross skill, blah 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 shot. He's a really good footballer. So as Bossnass said, if you stop him, you go a long way to stopping them. Javi Simmons on the left has not got going yet. Brennan Johnson's a sort of push and run merchant. I think you know what you're going to get from him. And then Bergval. Sorry, I'm trying for a team now.
Yeah,
by the way. So this I put Sarr in. There's lots called Bentacore, but I think this might be a Sarr game, and I think it might be more of 4-2-3-1 because Bergvall comes a little bit further forward. But I think he is more of a centre midfielder. He's more of an 8 than a 10 for me. So I think naturally he drops in a little bit more. So they go to 4-3-3. Obviously, on and off the ball is different. But as I say, starting from the back, Vicario can be got at. Just keep dropping crosses onto his head, see what happens. He flaps a lot. Good goalkeeper in general, though. Porro's the one for me. I hope they play. I say maybe Spence over a doggy. I think Van de Ven and Romero's nailed on. Porro will probably start right back, and I hope he does because he's the one that has he's class on the ball, delivery, good technical player.
Yeah.
But he's the one we want Okafor to get a player. He's our best attacker running with the ball, and Porro's probably the most susceptible to that out of all their fullbacks. So I hope Porro starts. Midfield, I play Polina's class. Bergvall might be a 10-8. Sarr, I think, might be in for his running power over Bentancur for me. Kudos' class. Simmons hasn't got going yet, hasn't looked very good. He will hit eventually, though. Yeah, it will come good, no doubt about that. And Richarlison's could be some games very good, some games very average.
There is some chat because Bergvall's been off it last couple of games that we might see Archie Gray actually in this game.
Starting.
Yeah,
I think that'll probably just be for stories. I doubt that's probably going to happen. It's just a good story, isn't it?
It might be, but there is some chatter on there. I
hope he does.
Yeah, I saw a bit of Just Joe show earlier on, and he had a lad called Sava and George on, and they're big in like the Tottenham content space, and they have said that don't be surprised if you see Archie Gray there instead of Bergvall tomorrow.
Well, they can say that. I'd be very surprised. So
I would be
in their faces.
I would be. What's Udogie like? Udogie, what's he like?
He's quick, good left back, physical. He's a good player, but I think we might end up seeing Spence instead of him potentially. I think I only did that because I hope Porro plays because I think he's one to be got at. He's a very good footballer, don't get me wrong, but defensively, I think he's the one to be got at. He's good defensively, but he's not as quick as the rest of them.
I think Udogie's very similar to Bogle, but just with a better delivery.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. Really.
So where I'm looking at their left side there, because Simmons, like you say, is out of form. I don't get I haven't paid too much attention to him since he's come to Tottenham, but I don't get the impression he'll bust a gut to get back, and he's a really defensive winger, Simmons. So if Spence plays or Udogie, and especially if Udogie's a bit more forward thinking, is it a little bit of and this isn't a negative, although it sounds like one, is it a little bit gutting there isn't a Nonto or a James to get in down our right, with Aronson being probably the starter there, and while we've got the injuries we have, would that give Udogie and Simmons probably an easier night off the ball?
I prefer Aronson to play this game. Can't be truthful here.
I would keep Aronson even if they were fit, just based on I've enjoyed what he's done last 2 games. But I'm just thinking of Udogie and Simmons down if they're more attacking and not. Are we losing a little bit, not being ultra attacking herself down that side or not?
No, I don't know, mate.
Potentially. I think the problem with James, he's a pace merchant. That's not a negative. He's bloody quick. But Ndogie is quick as Ndogie and Van de Ven is probably the quickest left side of any defence in the league. So, and if it's Spence and Van de Ven, it's exactly the same. So I think they can nullify that pace. And actually, I think then Nonto playing in front of them might get more joy. Spurs is a tough team to get. I say with pace, it's a tough team to get out because they're so quick defensively. But yeah, I mean, obviously options be great. And overall, I don't think for me, I don't want Aronson starting loads of games this season. I want to see some threat from the right hand side. Obviously, he has a purpose. Go on, Bossnass.
What I'll say about this team is when you look at that lineup, it's very interesting because I look at all those names and that's like goals by committee. Every single one of those names I'm looking at there can score a goal.
Yeah.
Like have a genuine goal threat. If they let one off, like I'm not looking at any name there. Potentially Paulinho, but he can score. Porro's good. Udogie's got a few in the past, so even Van de Ven, from corners is a threat. So it's
a much better team on paper than Bournemouth. There's a lot of very good footballers there.
Yeah. No, there is. I'm looking at a couple of their players there and thinking they may be good for a red card too, Bossnass. Romero, Richarlison. If we can keep it tight, if we can frustrate them, if the Elland Road crowd, which they will boo players, will get every set piece they'll be getting booed, they'll be getting hustled. So I'm intrigued to see how Richarlison and say Romero, if it's a very physical game, which I think Leeds need to be at home,
100%.
try and dominate. If we can be physical and in the face and try and not give them much time at ball and the dark arts, as someone said earlier, play to that. Maybe there might be a bit of a feisty affair with some of these players.
Yeah, I'd say one thing that we have got over these is we've got more players that are willing to have a scrap.
Do you have a look at our side as you
Yeah, same as ever. So nothing there, nothing to
It's
talk
like
about.
we've got more players that are willing to have a scrap. They do have some kind of
I agree.
they do have some of those players which are like, you know, very feather down duvet kind of people. They like to be comfortable. So yeah, if we just can't let them settle into their game. We've got to kind of
Absolutely. Yeah.
we've got to impress our style of football. We've got to be the one who dictates how this game is played. If we do that, we stand a chance.
They've got to be begrudgingly shaking our hands at the end. We've got to have played this dark arts, everything about this game. It wasn't nice, this, because you went from the Spurs team to our team, and you look at the Spurs team, the names on that page, the football ability on their team is, and you go to us like, oh, you know, like it's good. Don't get me wrong, we're competitive. Spurs team has got a lot of good players there. A lot of good players. So
a lot of talented individuals, though.
Yes, absolutely. It is talented individuals. Absolutely. If it's an established side in 3 months' time, there'll be a much better team. There is areas to hurt them because they're not an established side. They're not playing very well. They're struggling to get the ball forward. They're playing ball in front of teams, and they don't quite know how they're going to score their goals. There's no great patterns to what they're doing at the moment, and that's showing in the results of the last couple of games at least. So yeah, they're to be got at. They're a good side, obviously, but I think absolutely crucial is how physical and aggressive we are. Massively so.
Yeah, I agree. It's a bit of a weird team really to play because, like Mr. Whitesnake says here, it'll sort of measure us how far we've come. You know, it's not a side we should be beating. It's not one of those games that we look at and go, it won't define a season losing this one. It won't define it if we win. But it's not a City or a Liverpool. It's not a Burnley or a Sunderland. It's a side that, like I say, to all intents and purposes, they should probably be looking at beating us, newly promoted side and all that. But it's a side where we can definitely get out of them, like you say. And I think that most of the fan base I spoke to the last few days are fancying us for a draw. But the general consensus is, you know, if we lose, we're losing. It's mainly just can we see us continue that momentum? Because I think obviously like results can stump momentum, obviously, but I think the performance is the most important thing, lads. You know, if we give a really dogged sort of performance and we battle for every ball and something like we've seen in every home game so far, and if we come out just slightly wrong side of it, I think everyone will be happy going into the national break thinking there's still some momentum there to take into arguably the biggest double header, you know, sort of you could have all season. I know it's still early, but you look at that double header of, you know, Burnley and West Ham and you think that's massive. It's crucial to me, boys, we don't get beat 4-0 on Saturday, which
the thing is that
on a bad day that could happen against Spurs, you know.
Yeah, you always want to pick up your points early, right? That goes without saying. But in this game, I'd love to see Barker deploy a mid-block because, for me, if you go full press against this Tottenham team,
I wouldn't dream of it.
You can't leave too much room in behind because they will find the gap. So yeah. I think we will see a mid-block because you don't want to sit deep and you don't want to full press. It just gives them far too much room and time on the ball.
Do you think DCL will have as much joy against Romero and Van der Ven winning stuff in the air? Do you think he'll still dominate that?
He can still he'll beat any centre back in the air. He can do, but yeah. I think the supply's got to be a little bit better because he won't have as much joy physically. They're good centre backs, really good centre backs. But yeah. I think as long if we need to outrun them, being more aggressive than them, more physical than them, and then there's a chance. They aren't a very good pressing side. We'll be able to get away with fart ball around the back, keeping the ball. But also, I want to see us play. I want to see us play with real purpose, play vertically. I don't want to just pass the ball around the back aimlessly. I think everything we need to do in the first sort of half hour, 20 minutes, needs to be aggressive, and that means getting the ball forward quickly, getting players up the pitch as well, supporting DCL. And I think then we can get something. There should be no respect for them at all. Actually, I think that's really crucial, which is a mental thing to say. I think it's the second best team of players we played this season after Arsenal. Yeah, like comfortably, and say not. And I say if we're going to Arsenal, I'll never say don't respect them. I say respect them fully and try and counter everything they do. I think it's the opposite one. I think we need to go on the front foot. I think they will score. They've got too many good players not to score, but I think we need to go on the front foot and get at them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ampadu, I thought he was a little bit quiet, a little bit off it against Bournemouth. Personally, they were getting in behind him a little bit, pocket of space between Ampadu and defenders. I really want to see Ampadu back to his best in this game. And I think he's going to have to be with the talent in midfield they've got. I think if Ampadu, I always say if Ampadu's an 8 out of 10, there ain't much getting past him. So for me, we always talk about the midfield battle and, Longstaff's been bossed in it. Stack has been great in certain games. I think Longstaff's, he'll just continue the reign of form he's in. I think Stack and Ampadu really need to stand up in this one because they are playing facing arguably, bar Arsenal, obviously, a midfield three of substantial quality. And I think if Stack and Ampadu were slightly under par in this one, will be found out. But I do think Ampadu against Bournemouth wasn't quite at it personally. I thought him and Strauch were probably the weak link, so I'm hoping that there's no sort of reoccurrence of that because I think we'll get punished in this one. Like I say, I think it could be 3-0 or to them or 3-1 to us. I don't know why 3-1. I just think we'll concede in this one, boys. But yeah, I think we've got to match them all over pitch. I quite like to, obviously going back to Bournemouth as well, the Longstaff goal. I loved how we've got like a fullback now in Goodmanson, who we know how good Firpo were going forward. But I love how, he won that ball on floor and kept on going and going. I love that ruthless edge he's got on him, Goodmanson, where he'll just fight for every ball. And I absolutely love that. And just to have that in every area at pitch, because you look at, obviously, centre halves are always physical, always want to win stuff. To have that from both fullbacks is quite rare, I think, to be as good on the ball, but also as physical and determined to win the ball back whenever there's a 50-50 duel to be had. And yeah, I think, honestly, I cannot sing from the rooftops anymore about how much I love that player, Gabby Goodmanson. For me, him and Bogle probably are the best two players in our starting 11 for me. And Longstaff's up there, obviously, but Bogle and Goodmanson, I think fullback and fullback are arguably our two best players.
Best performers or best players?
Maybe players, in my opinion. Okafor's probably the best technical player, but I think Goodmanson and Bogle, sometimes I get it in me, but I love them that much. All sense goes out of fucking window, lads, like I've had 10 pints.
No, absolutely.
I absolutely rate them so highly. Like, I think Bogle will play for England one day. I genuinely do, and that sounds wild to some. And I think Goodmanson, he's better than Sweden.
He won't play for England. Yeah,
he's that good. He might do, but no. Like, I just love our fullback options, boys. I love our fullback options. Love them.
When I look at it, I don't think Harrison starts right wing when we've got all of our players available. But when I look at that team, the weakest area of the pitch for me, and this might go down like a lead balloon, is the centre backs. That's where I would, in the summer, upgrade this team. I'd have Rodon in the squad, obviously, but I'd have 2 starting centre backs which are levels above what Rodon and Strauch are. And that's not me saying they're bad players. I just think, as a core 2, you probably can do better. And I'd love to see it as well, because I know people don't really like talking about Rio or particularly, but when we had Rio and Woodgate, like that, it's just a perfect way to start off a football team.
That's the only time I've ever seen in my life. I think it was away at Leicester, and O'Leary had to get Woodgate, Rio, and Radaby all into the same side. So we just changed to a back 3 because they all had to play. They're all such good footballers. It was ridiculous. I've never seen that before in my life. And they go, "Oh, go get all our centre backs in the side somehow." I think we conceded like 2 or 3 goals that day as well against Emil Heskey, Muzzy, is it Lennon? Anyway, yeah, Goodmanson's, by the way, is really good. Ampadu against Bournemouth. I think what was happening there a lot was, even though it was played in the third of the pitch, I think it was quite a stretched game. It was quite end-to-end at some times. And I think they're a bit red arrows-y in terms of if you give any space in behind Bournemouth, they will just dart into space. They just keep making runs, all their players. So naturally, the defence goes a little bit deeper. Suddenly, there's bigger gap between defence and defensive midfielder. And then the defensive midfielder looks a little bit, that extra 5 yards cover here and there. Suddenly, he looks a bit out of it, like he doesn't look as good a footballer. He's not as much sporty. He's chasing the ball a little bit, chasing players. I think that's what happened. We weren't quite as compact as we should be, or have been. Goodmanson and Bogle, I don't know who our best players are, to be honest. I don't think there's really any standouts necessarily at the moment.
Does he know his best 11 now, though?
There's a question to see whether he puts Perry back in when he's fit, and I don't think he will keep Aronson on the right when everybody's fit. I might be wrong, but I think there's an argument to say he knows his best 11 available to him now.
Yeah.
Right.
There's only a couple of conversations, and like you say, Perry and Aronson's probably the only two you look at and go, there's a conversation there.
I think Fark likes the idea of playing Tanaka as well, but I know he doesn't get in what the team needs in the type of player. Stack and I think if Anthony wasn't captain, I wonder if there would be an argument with Stack playing DM and Snacka playing in one of the wider positions. I don't think it would be, but I think that there's something that could open up over time.
Genuinely, I think it's a case of as long as this team keeps picking up points at the rate they are, he will be very, very unlikely to change.
100% agree with that.
Yeah, he don't like change unless he really has to, does he? And so far, so good.
Even on Aronson, he's been. I mean, we all know limitations of Brendan Aronson. Like, sadly, all of it's going forward, but he's doing all right. He's doing all right. But he's doing those Brendan Aronson thing where you beat two players and kicks it somewhere random, or like plays a through ball. I hate when players play through. Not him, any player. By the way, I hate when players play through balls on a line which would be perfect to run, but they kick it straight to a defender. And he does that a lot. Perfect for the player runs play, but you can't kick it at a defender. Otherwise, naturally, the ball is going to go to a defender. He does that quite a lot, but he's not. But yeah, he's doing fine.
You know what, lads? Like you said there, Bossnass, earlier about Calvert-Lewin should have scored against Bournemouth. If he scores that header, we're all lauding Aronson for an absolute worldie assist. Do you know what I mean? When he gets the little bicycle kick, you can say whether it was a poor shot or whatever. He almost does a bicycle kick straight onto Calvert-Lewin, Sweden. It's almost 1-0 lead. So, sometimes with Aronson, maybe he's been unlucky with who he's serviced as well, and he could have had a couple of assists more than he normally does. But I think attacking wise, we know what he brings. Defensive wise, we know what he brings. But I think he's been outperforming going forward to what I would normally consider an Aronson performance. I think he's been slightly better going forward than he normally is. And I think going back and off the ball is as good as we always expect him to be.
It doesn't feel like we've got an attacker on that right-hand side. That's what I'll say. It feels like we've like got a link-up player playing there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Luckily, though, Bogle behind him is so good. When we've got the freedom to attack, I always feel like we've got a threat on that side because of Bogle, personally.
Yeah, do you know, but the threat, I say, I think link-up player is too much of a compliment because I don't think he's even that. I think if he links it, he comes backwards all the time. It's not like he can bounce the ball off and play a 1-2 quickly. He doesn't do those sorts of things. And that's why he's such a random right winger. A bit more physicality, he'd be really good in the free midfield. He'd be perfect for that, up and down the pitch.
Like
technically, he's sound enough. He's not really technically an attacking player. And I mean, obviously he is, but I mean, actually, his ability, around ability, he's not really. So in the Premier League anyway, or in the Championship, as it turned out.
Well, when I say link-up player, what I mean is when he receives the ball, the first thing that he does every time is just lift his head to see where he can play it, like straight away.
Yeah.
He's not looking to take a man on.
No. But invariably, the safety is back there, isn't it? Nearly all the time. It's nearly always backwards. Nearly always.
That's an instruction, though, isn't it?
That'll please that water. That'll please
I'm not sure with him. I think he did it in 10. I think he does it everywhere. I think Aronson is so. I think he's quite defensive minded. I don't think he's creative enough to not pass the bloke that's open. Which I know is a silly thing to say, but that's the simplest.
I don't know if I agree with that because I think if he has a good overlapping option, I think he takes it as quickly as he can.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he has an overlapping option because no one in their right mind would run ahead of him and presume he's going to keep the ball.
Again, that'll be an instruction, though, won't it? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
No, fine. I think you're just overplaying. For me, you're overplaying his hand. I think it's him. He's because. It's not just about passing, it's about everything he does. It's always about ball retention over anything else. Always.
I think he plays with a little bit of fear.
I don't think I wouldn't fear. You could call it fear, but I wouldn't call it fear. I think he just plays. He plays the percentages.
it offers a bit of balance. It might offer. I'm just trying to think of why Farke does this because if he's a player that's very heavily weighted towards ball retention on the right, and then you've got Noah Okafor, which is all kind of risk reward, no real thought towards ball retention. It does offer you a bit of balance, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you see it Saturday sometimes. Okafor can almost be one-on-one with a fullback if the centre midfielder plays out to him. But the team isn't far enough adjusted to the left-hand side of the pitch, so we don't do it because they don't want him losing in that position and the team not quite being over enough to cover that loss. So we'll recycle it again, even though the opportunity is to get him one-on-one with a fullback. We won't take it as a team. I do agree with that. I think there is it's defensive. It's a bit harsh. It is defensive. It's a bit harsh to call defensive because it sounds really negative. But it's a negative way of playing football. But it's just ball retention. It's trying to keep the ball so the opposition can't score. But of course, then how are you trying to score? By the way, Longstaff 10 corners I like as well. His delivery was very good. I don't mean the first man once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
very good.
it's a very notable switch by Farker,
Yeah.
by the lads. And yeah, like I say, there were only one sort of wayward delivery they put in. I thought it would bang on. I don't understand why it's taken, 6 games to get to a point where we believe that any other outfield player for us could take a corner and put it into an area for someone to attack. It's quite ironic how it one of the first deliveries he puts in there we score from.
Do you not think it's a case of feet under the table, Mike? Just getting his feet under the table. Like on the training ground and stuff like that, especially with the character that he's got. You know, some players do like to get their feet under the table, get to know the surroundings and the people, and then they might put their hand up and go, actually, boys, do you want me to take one of these and see what it looks like?
Maybe. I mean, I would assume he'd have come in and been the experienced player he is. Just he'd probably put his hand up first day. But maybe, mate, because it seems wild, doesn't it? We've said it's wild all along that you had tallest player, whipping it in. And all of a sudden he takes a few and he looks like, where's he been all my life sort of thing. But regardless of the whys and whatever, it looks now like he will take him. Farker got asked about it in his presser. And he spoke about, depending about in-swingers, out-swingers, cut the shit, just get Longstaff on either side for me, just let him whip it in because he can whip it into an area and you've got an extra body in there now to occupy a defender. And
do you know what? He whips into an area quite accurately, generally into the same sort of area, and Rodon was in that area. So it's almost like we actually thought about, if you stay there, I'll kick it there and you can head it. It's almost as if it's planned. Like, finally.
Thing is, Rodon's such a good header of the ball, right? Defensively, we see it more than obviously attacking. And he's just it's very rare does he ever get his head on out in the box. If anyone, it's Strauch or, like you say, it's a poor delivery. If we can get that ball in and around Rodon, he is good for a few goals. And we haven't really had the nous to sort of get to a position where he's affecting us in an offensive capacity when we've seen at the weekend there that he can, and he could have had a second as well. So I'm dead excited to see what can happen from that simple switch. Just such a simple, subtle change in the match day experience there of getting Longstaff on set pieces, because
he's highly effective. Like, I think Rodon got first contact in about 4 headers, I think, during the game, which is ridiculous.
He did. Right then, moving on. Mr. Whitesnake's poem, boys. Let's see what he's got for us this week. Heavy one. You're all waiting for this, I know it. Here we go.
Mr. Whitesnake writes poetry from New Zealand.
We had a brilliant game, though a wind just passed us by. Chances came in numbers. We reached, we dared, we tried. But I won't join the doubters with moaning, groaning sighs. I'll sing of heart and courage, of passion in our eyes. We fought with pride and fire, our spirits standing tall. One lapse won't break the story. We gave our best, our all. Mistakes will shape the future. They guide us as we grow. With every game we're stronger, and every fan will know. We'll be marching on together through battles yet to come. We are Leeds United. Forever we are one. And that, my friends, is how this story ends. Wasn't bad for a quickie. Really good at quickies, eh?
Mr. Whitesnake writes poetry from New Zealand.
Who don't love a quickie? Who does not love a quickie?
Brilliant.
Mr.
I think that's
Whitesnake.
my favourite one. I think that's my favourite one ever.
You know what it is when he does them, right? I've watched him and it makes me laugh all the time. But when you listen to the words of the poem, man, it proper is, because he just nails the feels of being a Leeds fan. He just gets it, and even from other side of the world, which hopefully we can change for a day or a week or two at some point, Mr. Whitesnake, which I will be ramping up. But yeah, I love that, mate. I absolutely love it. I look forward to getting. I wake up on a Thursday morning and it's usually sat there waiting for me. The first thing I do is get my phone out and then watch Mr. Whitesnake while I'm laid in bed, thinking of quickies. But I really enjoyed it. Come on, boys. Got to say, about quickies.
No, good, brilliant. I say, great part of the show. Great guy.
Are you good? Do you enjoy quickies? I'm normally knackered by the time I close it off, to be honest. Right then, boys.
Guys, do you believe in luck?
Right then. It's been a bit of a quiet show today. the algorithm, and also it's a Thursday instead of a Friday. So, Stad chats, there isn't many, but we move on
Oh,
to Stad. It was brilliant, mate. It was. Right, Star Chats. Currently, there's only 3 of them, but thank you so much for these. But yeah, been a bit quiet tonight, but we understand the change of days. It is a school night. Right, Nige D earlier, goals conceded, a bit of a 1 at 9 so far. So just wanted to touch on this. The eye test, I keep going about the eye test. Sometimes I talk about stats and then sometimes I contradict myself and say it's all about the eye test. But genuinely, I feel like we're defending really well. The stat of 9 goals conceded 6 sounds horrendous. 5, just take them straight away and just we know about them 5. So then it's only 4 in the other 5, which is less than a goal a game, which for a newly promoted side, as I keep saying, is pretty good. But yeah, I do think we're defending pretty well. 2 set piece goals at the weekend, 1 draft exclusion, measure too short. I think you can chip away at a few of them, can't you, Bossnass, quite easily and say his shape, the way we're playing is pretty sound defensively, but the stats don't lie either. So do you think that 9 is a little bit exaggerated and stretched, and it'll level itself out over the season because we are sound in that area?
5 of them I'd just chuck straight in the bin, like you said. Like it's Arsenal away. You know what I mean? Just like forget about them. So, like you said, it's like probably less than a goal a game, and some of them have been, preventable.
One of them as well. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
preventable, and then other ones, we've really got to try and get better at defensive set pieces. But other than that, I don't think we look defensively fragile at all.
I agree.
I don't go into a game thinking like we did when we was like last in the Premier League, thinking, oh God, we might ship 4, we might ship. Like Tottenham are coming to Elland Road, obviously this weekend, and I honestly I would be shocked if they score more than 2, and I would be disappointed if they score more than 1.
But 3 or 4 years ago, Bossnass, you're thinking maybe 5 or 6, aren't you?
Yeah. So it is like I said, I will be upfront with all my opinions. That would be the first area of the pitch I would strengthen in summer. And I know how much we love Rodon and Stroud, but I don't really work on sentimentality, not as much as Matt is sentimental and stuff like that. I'm not so much. So I would look at upgrading that area of the pitch in summer. And yeah, but am I worried? No, of course. And this is a compliment to the manager. He's got most of this team playing pretty much up to where they're capable of, for me, genuinely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. It's all that Bossnass said. I think he answered it all. I'd say exactly the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Aidan said earlier, tactically, Farker is improving from the Championship. Do you think you've seen an improvement from Farker himself, Adam? Ooh. There's been an adaptability.
Don't you tell me my answer.
Come on, Adam, you swat. I think he has. What do you think?
Well, he's adapted. Improved is a different thing, isn't it? I mean, if you say him adapting is an improvement, if you say he didn't adapt at all, it's tough to say. We had the best team by a long way in the Championship, and we won the league. So, like, suddenly you come to Premier League, and you're nowhere near the best team, obviously. So you got to find different ways, and he is finding different ways. Improved tactically, I don't know. I think he's always been okay at setting the team up. So I'm not really. I don't think he's improved necessarily. No, I don't. But I didn't really knock him tactically either in the first instance. So
I sort of look at a formation change, which obviously is tactics, and look at that, and he switched it to a 4-3-3. He's playing to the strength of the players he's got, because that's, let's be fair, playing Aronson in 10 or any other option isn't really a viable option in Prem. So I think tactically, I just feel like he's changed. I feel like he's a changed man.
I think there's so many facets. You could do a whole stream on this, because
you probably could.
Buy stack. If you don't buy Stack and Longstaff, your midfield suddenly Gruev, Ampadu, Tanaka. We obviously would have bought other players. I think Gruev. I think he set the team up very well for players. We've got. I think Longstaff is built, and he only is built for a 4-3-3. I don't like him in a 2 in DM.
Yeah.
But I think Stack's brilliant in 4-3-3 as well. So I think it's really hard to say he's improved necessarily. But I say I wasn't knocking him in the first instance. I think he's shown adaptability, but with the players we have, and that all goes back to say you sit down recruiting team, you decide we're going to buy, you build a team, you build a structure, you say how we're going to play football. You couldn't play the same way as we did. We tried to. By the way, Premier League. If you want to get into that, like what we did against Arsenal was atrocious. It was embarrassing. It was pathetic. Like, and that was the Premier League. So, has he learned from that? We haven't played Arsenal again, thankfully. But has he learned from that? Probably, almost certainly. But he shouldn't have taken that to find that out either. So, but by the way, I've been impressed by us as a team, and Farke is obviously a very big part of that as a manager and the way he sets them up.
No,
I would say Farke is a limited manager. I ain't going to rewrite history and what I've said in the past. Like, I think Farke is a very good manager for keep stopping a team from underperforming. Now, I mean that's probably something that's not a common take. I think he stops a team from underperforming. He keeps a team at a good level, whether that be in the Championship or with what he's got. But I think he's also stubborn in the sense of what we saw at Arsenal was, for me, just outright stubbornness of this is what I've practiced during pre-season. This is what I've drilled into the players. We back ourselves. We go out there, play our football, which is all sounds great when you say it. But when you put it against a world-class team like Arsenal, it soon becomes unravelled. Going forward, I don't mind because he's coached the team to a level where they're playing pretty good football and they're playing as a team and they're playing with fight, they're playing with passion. So I'm all right with it. Is he ever going to elevate players? I don't think he's ever elevated a player for me. And I might be wrong because I don't watch Norwich. He might have elevated Cantwell or Buendia.
I think he's elevated Bogle.
No. Bogle was a very, very good player in a very poor team when he was at Sheffield United. And I think if you ask Sheffield United fans to tell you that.
It's hard. I think it needs more time to sort of say so. Because my next thing would be elevated Firpo, elevated James, but then you've got the argument of the drop down in quality.
Exactly.
Is why
it's like when you said earlier, Matt. You said, "Oh, we know Firpo is a very good attacker." We didn't know that in the Premier League. Like he was a good attacker in the Championship.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm harsh on Farke. It's just for me, Farke is, and again, this is me not being sentimental in any way, shape, or form. Farke is a manager on the route to where you want to go, not somewhere where he's not someone that you're expecting to drive the bus all the way to the destination.
He's a manager version of Sean Longstaff. Look what he's done at Newcastle. Gets you to where you want to go, and then he steps off the bus, and you continue in your destination with a better.
Yeah, manager. In the sense that I don't think he would pick up a team like Iraola did for some reason and elevate that team and push him on to the point where you could go. I can see him being with not the final, but the most impressive version of Bournemouth. He can go there with them. I don't see Farke being able to go to the most impressive version or the vision of what they want Leeds United to be. I don't think he's involved in that vision, but I think he's great for now. That's what I'll say. I think he's good for now.
It's what we need right now, and he's doing great stuff at the minute.
It's what we've got right now.
Yeah, he's doing great at the minute.
But I mean,
can change quick.
He's doing just fine. He's doing better. He's doing well. I think he's doing well. Agreed.
Yeah, I think
if you listed him Premier League managers 1 to 20, I don't know where he falls into that list. And everyone in the chat, I don't know where he falls into lists for everyone. There's quite an interesting thought process thing. Where does he fall?
Exactly.
I wouldn't be desperate to get Nuno in tomorrow and get rid of Farke, for example. Like, I think, Nuno's not. I think Nuno's a very good coach, don't get me wrong, but that wouldn't be. I must get Nuno. So there's not loads of managers like that necessarily. He's doing okay. We're quite structured, and everyone sort of knows their roles. He's drilled the team really well. Him and his coaching staff drilled the team really well to what we're doing.
Yeah, I think you can see we're a really well coached side. When you watch us play, I think we're really well coached. I think everyone's disciplined in their roles. I think everyone knows their roles really well. And ultimately, whether you're a Farke fan or not, you've got to give him praise at the minute because we're doing great.
I'll tell you what. Let's open an old can of worms. No, we won't. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it, right? I tell you what, and I guarantee it, and don't care what anyone says, if you played non-2 in the 10 last year, we would have been a much better side. And I guarantee it. I don't know how anyone sees it any differently.
But
That's
people,
bold.
certain people will say though, yeah, but there's a reason he didn't play. Not knowing.
Yeah, no, because he didn't want to.
Yeah, I hate that though, because you know I'm referring to without saying anything, right? He would just say, yeah, but Farker didn't play him there, so it obviously means he can't play there. It bollocks. Like he doesn't know everything. It's bollocks. But yeah, I agree with that. But it didn't matter. We got 100 points. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't, boys. I've got to be true to myself. I don't like not win the 10. But what I will say is, I agree with what you said, Matty, that he's doing well. But with this team at the minute, you know, he's doing very well. He's doing very well. I'm very
We are
happy.
a well set up team, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I look at Leeds United now, and I know there's a long way to go, lads, but I don't look at us and go, yeah, relegation side. It just don't feel like it. It just does not feel like it right now. You know, like I said, the last start comment from earlier, and I think this sums us up pretty well. Leeds have more of a team togetherness than most in the Prem, and I have to agree with that. I think you can see that. You know, the way we licked his wounds after Arsenal. You know, we can throw that in bin, but as a group of lads, they won't throw that in bin. They've used that as fuel to then go on and not be beaten since. Well, sorry,
no, yeah, they've got real strength in character.
So,
Yeah,
the togetherness of the group, and that starts at the top in any organisation, Bossnass. You worked, you both are corporate. You know, it has to start at the top and filter down. And I think Farker is really good at galvanising. And I think the poor transfer window he's sort of made us think it's been. Yeah. I think it's galvanised the group, and I think it's a group of hardworking, honest, very honest blokes. And I think Leeds United, you know, hardworking city. I think it all cultivates into us against the world, siege mentality, and I think Farker's leading that, lads. And
yeah, I think you're right in what you say. I think looking at this and where we are, I think you bring in character and ability, because if you've got the character, that's great, and if you've got the ability, that means you can be taught to do what Leeds as a team want you to do. I think you've got to have both of those two things. But yeah, they've definitely brought in the right characters. They've built a team, haven't they? They've built a team. And the thing is, sometimes you see a team that come into the Premier League and they do like what we did and bring like 8 to 10 to 12 players in, and it fundamentally changes everything from what you saw. Like, there's no continuity. What's that word? Yeah. Continuity. There's no continuity. That last year, that looked like a Daniel Farke team. This year, it looks like a Daniel Farke team. So they have done well in that sense.
Yeah,
no, I think they brought in so many bodies that it can affect a changing room, but they brought in that many bodies, but only half of those bodies are starters, and the other half are sort of bulking the squad out, Adam.
Yeah, no, I think we got identity. I think we got. You know what? I see a lot of Premier League games watching Wolves. I thought this team's got no personality, and it's not got a lot of likability to it. You know, you can't get the crowd can't get up behind a lot of players here. What are they trying to? You know, no one's going in hard on challenges or beating men or what. You know, all those things crowds get up for. Yeah. And I think we've got a few of those sort of players. I think they've got the right. I say we've got an identity as a team, and it does come from Farke. And I think actually what we're doing is to simplify football to what it is. You know, like, and I think we simplified a way that makes it work for everyone, and everyone knows their role. I think a 4-3-3 is that. I think that's the formation for it.
Yeah. One last thing I'll say on this bit is, I think when you give players a second chance, they often want to repay that, like with everything they've got. And I don't know if that's gone into their thinking during recruitment this year, but you know, the likes of Metcha, DCL, even Bournemouth was kind of slipping down.
Longstaff.
And I know it's not pulled up any trees here, but Longstaff was slipping down the pecking order. Yep. You know, you give those players a meaningful role, which is in a big club. I know not in kind of achievements over the last, a few years when it comes to Premier League, but you know, you bring those players in and you make them feel wanted, and I feel like they want to repay you very much so. So I think we're seeing a bit of that as well.
I think Leeds being Leeds as well, by the way. I think Leeds being Leeds important. The players know what they're coming into with Leeds. You know, Longstaff knew he was joining. Newcastle, massive club, great fan base. I think he loved the idea that he was coming to Leeds. You know, the same feel of the club. I think that's massive. I think that plays into it as well.
Yeah, I agree. So I think the togetherness comes from the characters we brought in. Like you say, a couple of players there who've got a lot to prove, try to resurrect their career, and they're moving to a club there who, you know, are going to back them from the off. And I think a couple of these players now, Calvert-Lewin and Longstaff especially, have already got the fans on side, which is brilliant after 6 games, and we can see what what they can bring to the team. And long may it continue, boys. I am very, very excited for Saturday. I think we win. Score prediction. I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. Bossnass.
0-0.
I expect goals in this one, mate. 0-0. Fair play.
Not just because you lot are going. I expect it to be an absolute stinker. Just because it's your luck.
Because it's cost AG about 14 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying 2-2, actually.
Well, and would you
Yeah.
take that now, AG? Would you shake on that right now?
No, I wouldn't.
No?
No, I think Spurs led to be got at.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just hope it's not a last minute goal we concede again. But yeah, I reckon with that we get out. None of us are predicting losses, which is great news. And yeah, brilliant show, boys, as always. Sorry everyone it were on a Thursday, but had to be done this week. Bossnass, go check out Bossnass on Leeds. One sec. Let me just put this in the chat. So I am now going to put the link for Bossnass's video from last night, right? So this is his Flowers or Showers with Priestley. Straight after this, he's 43 people in now. Smash a like on here. Please go over to Bossnass and subscribe and like over there. And if you don't, he'll tell me because we know exactly what number he's on.
He knows exactly what he's got.
Just go do it. He had someone leave today. Showers, just fuck off. Right, listen to me. Go watch that exact video from. If you want to laugh, put it on as you go to sleep. You'll piss the bed.
You don't have to. Or just go slap a sub on and then come back to it another time.
Just go watch it now. It's my show. Shut up, Bossnass. Go watch it now.
No, it's really funny.
It's really funny, really good. Just seriously, go watch that video now and then leave a comment and tell me I'm either mental for sending you over, which I am. And he is, but it's brilliant. Just trust me.
But please be like, it's not for, don't watch it around kids. All right.
It's got the parental thing in the corner, so you know straight away it's after 9 o'clock, so we're all right. So we can say fuck, shit, and bugger. It's fine. Anyways, thanks so much, AG, and I'll see you on Saturday morning at 9:30. Bossnass, thanks so much.
Yeah, I won't see you on Saturday morning at 9:30, just to let you know, boys. But
you'll just be going to bed, to be fair, mate. Don't blame us for your schedule, mate. Don't blame us for living at the other side of the clock. It's not our fault. Right, boys. Leave it there. One sec. Keep talking while I get this video up. Outro. Here we go. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.